All right. Before that, we will introduce this breaking news that is coming in. We are also learning now that at the IGI airport in New Delhi, 135 IndiGo departures and 90 IndiGo arrivals have been cancelled today. Additionally, the IGI airport has issued a passenger advisory recommending passengers to verify their flight status directly with their airline prior to departure for the airport. Joining us on the broadcast is my colleague Brian Thomas with more on this. Brian, take us through the details of these IndiGo cancellations.
Clearly, Shivani, it is not going as much as planned for IndiGo, as we are facing major issues. Clearly itself, the airport has issued a public advisory as flight operations face major disruptions across the country, especially facing IndiGo flights. Now, according to what we are letting you know, also the disruption is huge. Over the past 2 days, there have been over 1,000 flights delayed. Even now itself, more than 500 IndiGo flights have been cancelled, and thousands of passengers have endured delays, last-minute cancellations, and even confusion in multiple airports. Not only that, the public, the people have been voicing their frustration over social media, and the chaos has even reportedly led to overcrowding at terminals, long waits, frustrated passengers, and even a breakdown in communication regarding rebookings or refund itself. Clearly, IndiGo has also acknowledged the sharp disruption and apologized to affected passengers. The airline also attributed the problems to a combination of factors like crew shortage, following stricter duty time norms, technical glitches, winter season scheduling complications, adverse weather and increased air traffic congestion, and also admitted that their scheduling underestimated the crew requirement under the new rules, resulting in mismanagement and planning gaps.
Now, right. Brian, stay on with us. In fact, we have some more inputs on the story. At least 102 IndiGo flights were cancelled early today at Bengaluru's Kempegowda International Airport as well. This comes as disruptions continue for the 4th consecutive day. Airport officials have said that about 52 arrivals and 50 departures were called off due to operational reasons. This comes as a day after IndiGo Airlines informed the Directorate General of Civil Aviation that it would curtail flights from December 8 to minimize flight disruptions and delays, and cancellations will continue for the next 2 to 3 days. So, Brian, Bengaluru is also facing similar delays. Over there, we saw 102 IndiGo flights being cancelled today.
Well, yes, clearly as of now, the situation is getting worse. Like we've been mentioning that in Bengaluru also there have been more than 500 flights that have been delayed itself clearly. New crew duty time have recently even reduced, have time limits itself. There have been technical issues that we have been saying. Not only that, travelers flying on IndiGo are even advised to check the live flight status before heading to the airport. Cancellations or rescheduling happen at short notice. Both IndiGo and regulators have warned that disruptions may continue for the next few days as the airline works to stabilize its roster and operations. So clearly, people are frustrated. There have been visuals also of people standing up in the queue. There have been long waits, long queues, and they are also expressing their frustration over these delays and cancellations. There have been many people, many influencers also who have been facing many disruptions itself, many cancellations itself. So clearly, this is not a very good time for IndiGo as they're facing major disruptions in their scheduling. Yes.
Absolutely. Stay on with us, Brian. In fact, there's more input coming in. According to the Thiruvananthapuram Airport, PRO, flight operations at that international airport are facing disruptions today. IndiGo has cancelled 2 arrivals and 2 departures and delayed 3 arrivals and 3 departures. Apart from this, according to the airport director of Pune, between 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., 16 arrivals and 16 departures were cancelled. Meanwhile, one Nagpur-Pune flight was also diverted to Hyderabad. This comes as IndiGo flight disruptions still continue, with passengers expressing frustration at the flight delays. Along with that, several airports actually descended into chaos today as IndiGo's ongoing operational crises triggered mass cancellations. Hour-long delays and confrontations between passengers and airline staff actually were the most seen at the airport. Goa alone witnessed 14 cancellations and more than 25 flights were delayed for over 3 hours, leaving weekend-bound residents and departing tourists stranded. Repeated rescheduling and sparse updates left hundreds of passengers without clear timelines for departure. After a shortage of crew led to hundreds of flight cancellations this week, IndiGo has informed India's aviation regulator that it expects to have its operations back to normal by February 10th. The airline also sought temporary relaxation of certain rules that restrict pilots' time, night and duty hours. The disruptions entered fourth day after 550 flights got cancelled on Thursday. IndiGo has offered its heartfelt apology to passengers and industry stakeholders following this extensive disruption. So, Brian, obviously we are expecting some kind of normalcy. However, this is the fourth straight day. What is the IndiGo saying officially, and what are they requesting from the DGCA on this front?
Well, yes, very rightly, when we mentioned the fact that IndiGo has acknowledged the sharp disruption and apologized to affected passengers, the airline also attributed the problems to a combination of factors like crew shortages, technical glitches and all of that, but they admitted that their scheduling underestimated the crew requirement under the new rules, resulting in misjudgment and planning gaps. Not only that, to manage the crisis, IndiGo said that it has even initiated calibrated adjustments to its schedule over the next 48 hours to normalize operations, and there have been more than 1,000 flights that have been delayed over this last 36 hours. Clearly, even the airline has informed the aviation regulator DGCA that it aims to restore stable operation by February 10th, that is 2026. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian, for all those details. We are slipping into a short break now.
अगर आप बनना